Google DeepMind, so the UK founded lab run by Demis Hassabis that has belonged to Google for a decade or so, and they are at the cutting edge of research frontier for scientific and mathematic, and also game playing Go, for example. They announced that an advanced version of Gemini 2.5 DeepThink has achieved gold medal level performance in the ICPC 2025, which is Intercollegiate Programming Challenge. Is that right? Let me get that. Yep. Intercollegiate Programming Challenge, one of the world's most prestigious programming contests. So they got 10 out of 12 in the questions. So they did really well. So building on the model's success in maths at the IMO, the International Math Olympiad, which was about a month ago, this marks another historic milestone for advanced AI. About half an hour afterwards, this happened. Sundar said, incredible milestone, an advanced version of Gemini 2.5 DeepThink achieved gold medal performance at the ICPC World Finals, a top global programming competition, solving an impressive 10 out of 12 problems. Such a profound leap in abstract problem solving. Congrats to Google DeepMind. So Google were bigging this up. 10 minutes after Sundar put out that tweet, OpenAI tweeted, our general purpose reasoning model solved all 12 problems at the 2025 International Collegiate Programming Contest World Finals, the world's top university programming competition, which was enough for a first-place human ranking. So they, 10 minutes later, announced that they'd actually got 2 more than Google. I love this. I love watching these top labs going head-to-head and fighting each other over these kind of milestones over mathematics. We saw this with the IMO, the International Math Olympiad too, where I think it was Google was the first one. Google got a really high score, and then immediately ChatGPT was like, yep, us too. I love this competition because it drives these research labs to fight with each other. And this is why I don't want one AI company just to run away with this. This is much more healthy because you know that these researchers, these scientists and these mathematicians and these engineers are all, they're competing. They'll all know each other. I'm sure it's a friendly competition, but they are still pushing the boundaries because of this competition that's in place, which I think is really good fun. Also, there's a question that keeps popping up. So whenever I talk about AI, a very constant criticism is, oh, it can't count and it doesn't even know the number of R's in strawberry, for example. That is the kind of very common criticism of large language models. And this R's in strawberries, R's in raspberries, R's in blueberry, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. And it cannot count how many there are. This is because it's a large language model. It is based on language. It's not based on numbers. And it doesn't work in the same symbolic way as a calculator does, as a computer does. So it can't count in the specific sense of counting up those numbers. It's not very good at counting or calculating. It can do that by calling on something like Python, which is a programming language which can count and calculate. And remember that we have tools that count and calculate. We have computers and we have calculators. Like we've had these for a while. Large language models are specifically made for language. So this causes confusion because people are like, how are they winning these gold medals if it can't count the number of R's? It's because people are mixing up the different types of mathematics, basically, and this confusion occurs. Most of us think of mathematics as arithmetic, adding numbers, subtracting numbers, counting numbers. The level of mathematics that we're talking about with these international math Olympiads and all these other competitions is much, much higher. There's very little actual calculation. It's more about logical reasoning and proofs. So it's thinking through problems. There's very little, if not zero, arithmetic inside these competitions because that is such a low level that it is no longer relevant. So what the AIs are good at, the large language models in particular, and the reasoning models, is the process of providing logical proofs. So the higher end of mathematics, that does not rely on calculation and counting in the same way that we think about mathematics on a daily basis. So that's what leads to this confusion where we as lay people, we think of mathematics as one thing, adding up numbers, whereas at the higher end with the engineers and the mathematicians, that's less important. It's just not part of what is required to win these medals. So it causes attention and a lot of confusion, and I understand why.